As the work on boosting AstraZeneca's drugs pipeline started to take off, a fresh threat appeared: Pfizer.
It'd be one of the biggest deals in all of pharma history.
We know that Pfizer had made an approach in January.
You've got a keen buyer, a very keen buyer, but perhaps not such a keen seller in this trade.
In 2014, Astra's US rival made 4 attempts to buy it in less than 6 months. The final offer was for $117 billion. It would have been the biggest pharmaceuticals takeover ever.
It was really an interesting day because I arrived in London and opened my phone, and my daughter had sent me a message telling me my wife was at the hospital with a pulmonary embolism. So I called her and she was fine, but it was a bit of a stressful day. And then we arrived at the office and we started working the whole day with the lawyers, as you can imagine, bankers, lawyers, and our own people. And at the end of the first day, the bankers must have felt a bit sorry for me. They came and they told me, you know, we have to tell you, you have less than 10% chance of remaining independent. So that was, at the end of that day, I thought, wow, that was an interesting
Well, you
day.
didn't believe them, clearly.
No, actually, sometimes, you know, when people tell me a project has a low probability of success and I believe in it, I tell them, you know, 20% is not bad, actually, because I only had 10% of chance of remaining independent.
As Pfizer continued to chase to create the world's largest drug maker by sales, lawmakers in Britain, Sweden, and the US grew increasingly critical.
The most important intervention we can make is to back British jobs, British science, British R&D, British medicines and British technology. And that is why I asked the Cabinet Secretary and my ministers to engage with both companies right from the start of this process.
AstraZeneca rejected the deal, disappointing many investors.
This price doesn't reflect the new AstraZeneca. In the last 18 months, we've made enormous progress with building our pipeline, and we believe this pipeline is going to deliver value for patients, of course, but also for our shareholders.
You had the board on side, but investors, many investors saying no, it was the wrong thing to do. But I also understand that you managed to use this situation as a way of galvanizing the staff. What happened there?
Yeah, I think it was, of course, a stressful time, yes, for everybody in the company, but it was also a great time in retrospect, because it was a time when we had this burning platform of showing that we could actually deliver value not only to patients but also to our shareholders. We're just focusing on what we were doing, and it really galvanized everybody to actually do their best.
Turnaround, brought to you by IBM Services.